everybody, welcome to Takeoff with John Clark, presented by Makefield Putters. And let's bring in a YouTube collab, a podcast collab here with the great Emmanuel Acho. It's nice to collab with you. Of course, your show Speak Easy. It is on YouTube and it's available basically 11:15 every night, right? Sunday through Thursday, and then after every game. So you're a little bit of a late night guy now, huh?
I am, bro. Me and LaShawn McCoy clocking the late night hours right after the game. Want to give the people instant reaction, so you can get immediate opinions right after the game. Just YouTube.com/@SpeakEasy. Come hang with the crew.
That's great. Congrats. We're going to get to a little bit more of the Speakeasy show. I want to ask you about the breaking news with the Eagles. Howie Roseman does it again. We knew he was going to get somebody on defense. What do you think of the trade for Michael Carter? They trade away John Metchie, the receiver, but they get Michael Carter, the corner from the Jets. How do you think he's going to fit in with the Eagles?
Just did a crash course film session on this, so everybody watching, you're in for a treat. Michael Carter's had an up and down career. At first, he was the steal for the New York Jets, I believe drafted in 2021 in the 5th round, and instantly became a sensation at that nickel cornerback position. Many people thought he was the best nickel cornerback along with Taron Johnson of the Buffalo Bills. That's why he got a 3-year, $30 million deal by the New York Jets. They had Sauce Gardner. They had the other cornerback that was dominant that I believe has now been traded, and they had Michael Carter. Problem is he's dealt with a lot of injuries, Eagles fans, a lot of injuries. He had a back injury that hampered much of his 2024 season. There's been a lot of chaos around PFF, but for what it's worth, he graded the 88th out of 89 cornerbacks, minimum of 80 coverage snaps. So for what it's worth, that 2024 season, not great. Enter 2025 season. He's dealing with a shoulder injury, and then he's dealing with a concussion. So much so that the Jets went and acquired Brownlee Jr., if I'm not mistaken, from the Tennessee Titans. And Michael Carter II was relegated primarily to a special teams role last game against the Cincinnati Bengals. I watched all of his Bengal snaps. I watched all of his snaps the game before that. I like him a lot in man coverage, John Clark. Like him a lot in man coverage. This cat got that cat. We call it cat coverage. Really good. But there's a reason the Jets went and acquired another DB from the Titans. There's a reason the Jets really let him go for free. They really just wanted the money off the books. Howie Roseman's like, hey, low risk, high reward. If he ain't no good, we'll cut him at the end of the season. We'll eat a little sunk cost. If he is good, all of a sudden, we just got significantly better at defense. The biggest thing that this does is this. Allows Vic Fangio to move Cooper DeJean to outside corner. I was skeptical of that at the beginning of the season because how good Coop is at slot. However, if you remember watching Coop play outside corner against the Bucs this year, when he did a really good job on Emeka Egbuka in limited snaps, I have confidence. Move Coop to outside, Quinyon to outside, and then you can plug and play Michael Carter at slot. In base personnel, Cooper, Quinyon, Michael Carter, ride the bench, you chilling. So I think this is a very low risk, high reward move, but I caution Eagles fans in the same way I cautioned Eagles fans when we acquired Devin White. Low risk, high reward. He might not pan out. Don't sit here thinking you got a future, Hall of Fame nickelback that we just acquired. There's a world where this is a Darius Leonard type of move. You know what I mean? Dude had a big name. Dude used to have big game, but can't overcome the injuries. There's a world where this is a Devin White type of move. Big name, dude used to have big game, but doesn't necessarily fit. Or there's a world where, dude, 10 out of 10, no notes, everybody wins.
Hey, this is the type of breaking news analysis you're going to get on the Speakeasy. I'll tell you with Emmanuel Acho, that is a great breakdown. And the way I look at it, Emmanuel, is you say, Vic Fangio literally yesterday said Cooper DeJean is one of the best, if not the best nickel corners in the NFL. Ooh. So if Vic Fangio felt that Cooper DeJean was as good on the outside as he is in nickel, he'd be playing on the outside, right? But they don't have another option at nickel up until right now. So I like the way you're thinking, but it's not a guarantee because, as you said, if Michael Carter isn't as good, the Michael Carter this year and last year, if that's the guy we get with the Eagles, then it's kind of weakening that key position, even though you're getting Cooper to the outside. So it's kind of going to be like a feeling out process from what you're saying?
Here's how we have to look at it, right? Who's the Jets head coach, John Clark?
Yeah, Aaron Glenn.
What position did he play on defense?
That's exactly what we were just saying. If he is trading away a corner,
You know
his
what I mean?
beloved position.
Like Aaron Glenn. Now, I'm not saying Aaron Glenn is a great head coach. He hasn't proved to be a great head coach. But what we know is this: Aaron Glenn is a good defensive mind.
Yeah.
And like a former defensive back isn't trading away a defensive back for a fourth-string wide receiver unless that former defensive back said, you know what, this defensive back probably can't play, at least can't play here. That's the only reason I'm saying, yo, Eagles fans, pump the brakes. Like, let's not sprint to we're winning the Super Bowl because of this trade. Super low risk. If Michael Carter II gets back to being healthy and can play like he played in those limited snaps I saw of him last game, great. But more than anything, allows the Eagles to have versatility. Because Adoree Jackson, I believe, he's hurt, he's dinged up, if I'm not mistaken.
Concussion,
right?
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
So he's dinged, and when he was out there, bro, he plays scared. With all due respect, he plays scared. Ringo, figuring it out. Bro, at the end of the day, just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. And if Michael Carter is going to cost you a couple mil, but a chance to elevate your defense, you got to take it. And I also like giving Coop the opportunity to go play outside. Hell, let's try Michael Carter on the inside. Because what we can't do is this. You can't try Keeley on the inside because that ain't going to work.
Right.
You can't try Adoree on the inside because that ain't going to work. And Adoree don't like to tackle. You feel me? Like, nickels have to be able to tackle. Just go watch the first Giants game. Adoree Jackson, he don't want nothing to do with that. So Adoree don't like to tackle. So Adoree can't play on the slot. But if Michael Carter can play on the slot, you can move Coop to the outside. This is more about Coop than it is about Michael Carter. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and it's fascinating because a couple times here when Howie Roseman has signed a defensive player over this offseason and in camp, you know, Vic Fangio, we'll see if this has his blessing or not. Adam Schefter pointed out that Joe Douglas drafted Michael Carter. Joe Douglas is back with the Eagles. And, you know, you also have Jacorian Bennett coming back from injury, hopefully after the bye week. So it'll be fascinating to see that first snap. If you've got three receivers out there, who's playing the nickel? Would Vic Fangio put Jacorian Bennett on the outside, still have Cooper DeJean in the slot, and then work in Michael Carter? Or from the get-go, hey, I'm going to try Michael Carter at nickel and then have Cooper out there at the outside?
So long as Michael Carter doesn't suck in practice, he's going to get burned. You know what I mean? Like, you don't trade for a guy like Michael Carter, and you don't necessarily acquire the money that you're acquiring to not at least give it an opportunity. Now, again, the Eagles gave up John Metchie, who wasn't getting no run, and they gave up like a 7th-round pick. You ain't risking nothing. But put him out there early, and let's see what you can do. Or worst case, at least now you got another hand in your deck. And if y'all have ever played cards, it just behooves you to have another hand you can play, another card you can play. He's just another card that can be played. But when the Eagles traded for Darius Leonard, you know me, if I know anything in life, I know a little bit of defense. I watched Darius Leonard's tape and I was like, this dude can't play, bro. He can't play. Like, he just can't play anymore. Used to be a dog. He's too hurt. He can't play. He's out the league now. He announced his retirement like 4 months ago. When I watched Devin White, I went on. Eagles fans got mad at me. Devin White blocked me on Twitter. But I went on and I said, hey, Devin White is very Michael Kendricks-ish. A lot of splash plays, but will bust a lot. He'll do a lot of great things, but he'll be in the wrong position at times. And the hell happened to Devin White? He was a healthy scratch by week 3. I'm not speaking this over Michael Carter, but what I'm saying is a defensive-minded head coach ain't giving us a DB for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not for no reason. So let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can stay healthy. If so, Coop's on the outside, Carter's on the inside. We're good to go.
Hey, great breakdown. I'm looking forward to seeing the speakeasy tonight.
My man.
I'm looking forward to it. Now, what is your drink of choice in the speakeasy? I am totally a vodka and something else guy, like vodka ginger ale, which is a really weird one. A lot of people don't get that, but like vodka ginger ale, what's your drink in the speakeasy?
You know what's crazy? Shady the one who do all the drinking. Which should be no surprise to anybody.
Okay? So they run out at the bar?
Yeah, that should be no surprise to anybody that LaShawn McCoy is the one who does all the drinking. But this is what I love about doing this show every night is when you have breaking news like this, we're on. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as you want an instant reaction to the breaking news, hop on YouTube. You know better than anybody. That's where the world is right now, and we're live. It's not like a take that you're like, oh, this is dated. Hell nah. We're live every night, bro. We'll see everybody tonight, 11:15 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, I'm John Clark, and we are here in Bensalem, PA at Makefield Putters. And I got to tell you, we want to thank them for being our new sponsors of the Takeoff podcast. And I've got putting issues when I get out there. I'm 6'5". and I had to get a custom putter. When I got this custom putter here, it changed my putting game. You know, when it's wintertime and we go get jackets, different size people need different size jackets. Well, we got to get a custom putter for our size, our type of swing and everything. They break it all down for you. They build up the putter from scratch. They have all the data, the analytics, the statistics to get you to be a good putter. And when I came here to Makefield Putters and I started to use my custom putter, I gotta tell you, I make it with Makefield. So next time you're on the course with Makefield Putters, go birdies. As a former Eagles linebacker, because Vic Fangio has options now, you said at corner. How about what they're doing at linebacker? Because obviously you wanted to get Nakobe Dean in there, and we've seen how good he is against the run, right? Yeah. And you've got Zach Baun, who's incredible at everything, but we're seeing less of Jihaad Campbell at inside linebacker. We're seeing a little bit more of him up on the line of scrimmage, getting after the quarterback. So I ask you this because what is the best skill set right now for Jihaad Campbell? And does that involve having Nakobe Dean on the field? Because we saw Nakobe tons of times. He's in the backfield defending the run, but he did get burnt on that one play in coverage. So how would you line up the linebackers right now?
It's tough, man. This is like when you buy insurance and you don't need it. That's what Jihaad Campbell was. Jihaad Campbell was insurance. And the dilemma now is Jihaad can't play inside backer because Nakobe Dean has such a good end of the season last year, and Zach Baun is who Zach Baun is. So now the Eagles, it's almost like the curse of the gifted. You know, a first world problem is still a problem. Eagles got first world problems. Jihaad Campbell is not making an impact at outside linebacker. But unless you're a freakazoid outside linebacker in Vic Fangio's system, you're probably not going to make that much of an impact because he doesn't run a lot of exotics. He doesn't run a lot of stunts. He doesn't move you around a lot. You just have to be able to go win. Jihaad Campbell ain't Khalil Mack in his prime. You feel me? Like Jihaad Campbell's not going to go out there and have 12 sacks and impact the game as an outside backer or an edge rusher. He'll hold point. He'll do a great job in coverage. He'll maintain the edge, but we're not really going to talk about him or call out his name at outside backer. But at inside backer, he was probably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Like his first 5 games were that good. But you can't keep Zach Baun on. You can't keep Nakobe Dean on the bench. So now you're in a bind. You're really kind of in a bind. I probably would have let Dean come on a little slower. You know what I mean? Like I would have let Dean get a little healthier. I would have let Dean, hey, let's roll you out there in the second half of a couple games that we got sealed. Let Jihaad Campbell play through week 8, 9, 10, 11 at inside backer. But the other dilemma is, bro, they ain't got no outside backers. You feel me? Like, and I remember when I was in Philly, I'll drop some names if you can recall them all. Like there came a point where Connor Barwin, Trent Cole, Brandon Graham, like a couple of them cats were hurt. So now all of a sudden I'm taking practice reps at outside linebacker, though I was an inside backer. But we had D'Amico Ryans and Michael Kendricks. So it's like, all right, Acho, you can go out there and play outside. You're not going to win no pass rushes, but hold point, do a good job in coverage, keep contained, and just kind of like be a body. You know what I mean? Like outside linebacker can be at times the least important position on a defensive football field. It just can't. If you run away, you're completely irrelevant. Like you're completely irrelevant. If they run too, hold the edge. You know what I mean? Like now pass rushing wise, everything changes, but outside linebacker at times when you're not talking pass rush, it can be the most irrelevant position on defense. And unfortunately, that's what I feel like I've been watching with Jihaad Campbell. He's doing a great job. He's checking all the boxes, but we're not seeing any splash plays. Where at inside linebacker, bro, he was nice, man. He was nice.
But I guess in the end, does Vic really love what Nakobe Dean brings in the running game? Like, is that really like the ultimate decider that Nakobe Dean's going to play?
Bro, I think it's a couple things. There's certain respect factors that goes on within locker rooms. Nakobe Dean helped lead the Eagles to the playoffs. And then remind me, he tore his ACL when? Because he didn't play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It was late.
Like, it was late.
Yeah.
He didn't get that Super Bowl run. Right. So if you're the DC and if you're the head coach, you got to honor what Nakobe Dean has done for this team and what he's done for this organization. He got to get his burn. Right now, I think Jihaad Campbell's probably better than Nakobe Dean only because he's healthy. But like, you have to honor the veteran. You have to honor the guy that brought you there. You have to pay him his respect. I don't know that Nakobe Dean is currently playing at a higher level than Jihaad was playing, but there's a respect factor that's like, hey, out of respect, I have to play you. That, in all honesty, is what I think is going on.
And both very, very good players. And Nakobe Dean, excellent leader and an incredibly smart football player. So, like you said, first world problems trying to choose between these guys. How about on the defensive line? Your former teammate, Brandon Graham, is back. I thought he was going to play. He was a full participant in practice, but I guess, hey, we want to give him an extra 2 weeks to get ready for the Packers. He is back. What do you think he can bring? You watched him on tape last year, and he was playing when healthy, like 45% of the snaps. He played a little more than I thought he would, but what do you think he can bring?
The most important thing Brandon Graham can bring won't occur on the football field. It'll occur in the locker room. The Eagles have lost games this year, I would suggest, because of immaturity. Jalen Carter, first game of the season, gets kicked out before a snap. The Eagles have won games this year because of maturity. Jalen Carter helps force a pick six versus the Minnesota Vikings and Carson Wentz. No, he wasn't credited for the pick six. He should have been. It was all him. The Eagles secondary is young. You got Quinyon, second year, Coop, second year, Reed Blankenship, fourth year, and Makuba, rookie. They're young. Linebacking core, you got Jihaad Campbell, you got Nakobe Dean, they're young. Zach Bond got to the Eagles last year. He's not really an Eagle. One of the greatest linebackers playing right now, not really an Eagle. Defensive line, young as hell. Ojimo, effing, Jalen Carter, the other Jordan Davis, fourth year, Jalen Carter, I think third year. They're young.
Jalix Hunt, real young.
Hunt, I think second or third year, like they're young. They're young.
Yeah.
Brandon Graham, what he'll bring is to that locker room. What he'll bring is Jalen Carter wanting to spit on, hey, Jalen, chill out. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he will bring. Brandon Graham not going to go out there and give you 10 sacks. I need him to go out there and give us 18 to 30 snaps a game. So give me 18 to 30 snaps a game, free up Jihaad Campbell to move back to playing linebacker and nickel. Nakobe Dean can play linebacker and base. Free Jihaad to play linebacker and nickel when we need to run and we need to cover a little more. That way, Jihaad's playing 50 snaps a game. Nakobe Dean's playing 18, 20 snaps a game until he's fully healthy. BG, give me 20 to 25 snaps a game and be a leader in the locker room. But I don't need BG to go out there and get 10 sacks. 3 sacks, couple important plays, and make sure Jalen Carter keeps his head on straight. That's all. That's what we need BG for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Nakobe Dean is also that guy for the young Georgia Bulldogs. You know, like he is that guy. When he's on the field, he can also be there for Jalen Carter. Great point by you about that first game where Jalen Carter's spitting. He didn't necessarily spit, in Dak Prescott's face, but he spit. So that's a great point. I want to ask you about the NFC. We're going into Eagles, Packers. I'm jumping ahead after the bye week. Man, what a game this is going to be on Monday Night Football. Who do you think is the best team in the NFC right now?
You have to give the Eagles the benefit of the doubt. And because there is doubt, I'm giving the Eagles the benefit of it. If you wanted me to really just make an answer, I might say the Detroit Lions. But because I'm not sure, I got to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles, Lions are ahead of everybody else. Rams, Packers are the next tier. Buccaneers are too hurt, so I'm kind of making them not applicable. And then Niners, Bucks are the next tier, just based on the health of it all. But Eagles and the Lions, they stand alone. Packers haven't played great all season, bro. Like they finally put it together last game. Talked to Quay Walker, linebacker for the Packers after that game. They finally put it together, but the Packers haven't looked great all season. And if I'm being honest about the Eagles, now that they've figured it out offensively, they've gotten under center. They brought on the extra offensive tackle, running 11T, living in that 11T formation, that T standing for an extra tackle. It seems like the Eagles have figured it out. Jalen Hurts, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. He has 8 incomplete passes and 7 touchdowns in the last 2 games. You got to give the Eagles the benefit of the doubt.
Hey, that's amazing because I thought everybody was going to be on the Packers, like, oh, the Packers are coming as the best team in the NFC. Now, Jordan Love, he's looking really good too, but you're right. Jalen Hurts has done it.
He's done it, bro. And if we're being real about Jordan Love, he's been inconsistent, bro. Like he's been very, very, very inconsistent. Packers have been inconsistent. And how the hell can you say the Packers are better than the Eagles when what have the Packers done in the last 2 years besides lose to good teams? They beat up on the babies. but like they lose to good teams. Beat the Detroit Lions week 1 of this season, new offensive coordinator. So if the Packers win this game, we can start having legitimate conversations about the Packers being elite. Other than that, Packers are a really good team. Eagles are the champs. You got to beat the champ to be the champ.
Love to hear it. You mentioned about some of the adjustments or the tweaks or the things that the Eagles have done with the offense since that mini bye week. Good things always happen when the Eagles communicate over mini bye weeks or bye weeks. So when you see Jalen under center more, you got the 6 offensive linemen, you got a little more play action from being under center. This league is all about being under center right now. And if you have 2 deep safeties, what did you think over these last 2 weeks watching, I don't want to say the transformation, but the Eagles kind of like unlocking this part of everything based off what Saquon Barkley can do with the running game?
It was absolutely a transformation. Weeks 5 and week 6, go fact check me. I watched my film on it. Eagles went under center one time truly. What I mean by truly is non-tush push plays. They went under center legitimately one time in week 6. I think it was 5 times in one time in week 5, 5 times in week 6, but in week 6, 4 of the 5 times were QB sneaks. So in week 5 and week 6, a true one time under center. In week 7, they went under center 17 times. The quarterback, Jalen Hurts, he goes off for 3 touchdowns, no picks. This past week, they go under center again, bring Fred Johnson into that extra tackle. They did unlock things. They changed things because now what the Eagles are doing is simple. And go fact check me. I broke it down on my Twitter. Y'all can go watch the play. Week 2 of this past game against the New York Giants, the Eagles came out in that extra tackle formation. The exact same formation Devontae Smith caught his 79-yard touchdown on in week 7. So the second play of the game, week 8, they come out in the extra tackle formation. The only reason they're doing this, John Clark and those watching the show, they want to see defense. How are you going to play it? No issues, defense. We just want to know, hey, when we do this, how are you going to play it? Okay, defense came out, New York Giants, they played it with 2 high safeties. Minnesota Vikings, they played it with 1 high safety. 1 high safety, Eagles threw a touchdown pass to Smitty. New York Giants, are you going to stay in 2 high safeties? Kevin Patullo, got it. Run the ball. Second play of the game, Saquon Barkley, 60-yard touchdown. The defenses can't be right. You want to bring down 1 safety? That means Smitty's probably going to get a one-on-one. We're going to Smitty. You want to do what the Giants do? 2 high safeties. Oh, that means Saquon Barkley's going to get a one-on-one. Saquon Barkley. Eagles have absolutely unlocked something. And what I love is all the Eagles are doing offensively is identification of the defense. We just want to identify, hey, what are you in? How are you going to play this? Because we're going to go back to it. The touchdown pass to Devontae Smith was the 5th time the Philadelphia Eagles came out in that formation. All the previous times, they're just acquiring information. Okay, this is what you're going to do. Got you. So I think the Eagles are rolling offensively now, and it's showing in Jalen Hurts' performances.
I love that breakdown. And, Jalen Hurts having a different play caller almost every darn year since he was in high school, even through college and the NFL. So now you get the sense, like last year, Kellen Moore, they didn't figure things out until the 5th or 6th game, right? You talked about the bye week last year. So now are you seeing like Kevin Patullo, he has figured this out. Jalen Hurts and him are working together, and now they've got Saquon going, and it's just a choice of like, either we're running Saquon here, or when A.J. Brown comes back, he's going to get a one-on-one, Devontae Smith one-on-one. So now are they just toying with the defenses like they've got it all figured out?
Absolutely. Until the defense figures it out. It usually takes the defense about 4 weeks to figure something out because we need a 4-week sample size to figure out your tendencies. It takes us about 4 weeks to actually acquire the data and the analytics that we need to adjust to use. So defenses probably won't figure out the Eagles 11T formation for another 3 weeks. 2 more weeks gives you a 4-week sample size. By the 5th week, defenses should have figured it out. Now, just because you figured it out doesn't mean you can make the play. You know what I mean? Like, I can guard you, but you still could beat me. I'm just there to guard you. So the defense will figure it out in another 2 weeks. Then the question is, what's the wrinkle the Eagles have off of that? Thus far, we haven't seen the receiver that's tight to the extra tackle be targeted. We've seen Smitty go crazy, but Smitty's out there at the X. We haven't seen the receiver tight to the tackle, A.J. Brown, be targeted. I'm curious what the defenses will do next game because now I'm scared. If I come out with 2 high, crap, Saquon Barkley might eat. If I come out in 1 high, dang, Devontae Smith might eat. So I'm curious to see what defenses do, but the Eagles got the advantage right now.
Absolutely. When you line up with the talent they have the advantage. All right, before I let you go, we're all trying to figure out what's going on with A.J. Brown here in Philadelphia. And I thought Brian Baldinger, he was a guest last week, I thought he said it really well. In the end, A.J. Brown just wants to dominate the guy he is going against on defense. And A.J. Brown came out and said he wasn't completely satisfied after finally winning the Super Bowl. So he kind of loves the warfare. He loves the competition. But obviously, he wants his quarterback to give him the ball in a certain way and maybe give it to him more. Now, he's had a lot of targets over the last 3, 4, 5 games, right? Like 8 to 10 targets a game or something. But is it where he wants the ball placed? Are they just not completely in concert anymore? Are they not vibing, going back to last year?
Bro, think about any relationship for a moment, right? The healthy relationships, they see the best in their partner. And so if their partner shows up late, they're like, oh, well, that's an outlier. If their partner forgot to make the bed that morning, oh, well, that's an outlier. The unhealthy relationships, they look at everything negatively. They show up late. They always show up late. Then they forgot to make the bed. See, that's the 7th time this month you forgot to make the bed. I think that's where A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are now. Even if Jalen Hurts does something good, A.J. Brown looks at that like, yeah, finally. But if he does something bad, see, you always doing that. I don't think there's a way now where A.J. Brown will be truly, truly happy. But most elite wide receivers wouldn't want to play with Jalen Hurts. Most people that care about exclusively winning would want to play with Jalen Hurts. I don't care which one you want. It's not my career. It's not your career. And whoever's watching this, don't get upset. It's not your career. If A.J. Brown is more concerned with his numbers, his money, his generation's wealth, he already has a Super Bowl, his Hall of Fame resume, his Hall of Fame legacy, or just this. If A.J. Brown's concerned with being the best player he could be, doing what God's gifted him to be, and he doesn't think Jalen Hurts is helping him do that, I can't judge him. You know what I mean? Like, some people just want to be the best at what they've been called to do on this earth. And A.J.'s probably like, I'm not being the best version of myself here. Am I winning Super Bowls? Absolutely. But winning a Super Bowl might be your goal. It might not be A.J. Brown's goal. You know what I mean? Like, A.J. Brown's goal might just be being the best I can be. Has A.J. Brown been an all-pro with Jalen Hurts? He absolutely has. I think he was a second-team all-pro. But A.J. knows he could do better. And A.J. knows he could be better. And if A.J. wants to, I'm not mad at him. You know what I mean? Like, Eagles fans, of course, they all want to win Super Bowls, but A.J. just might want to be great. You know what I mean?
Right, but like, let's say he's on the Colts and you've got Jonathan Taylor. Like, he may not be realizing his full potential there either, right?
He wouldn't go to the Colts, though. Like, if A.J. wants to dip, A.J. probably going to like a top 5 passing quarterback. And I use that word passing to move or to dodge the obscurity of quarterback.
So like a Justin Herbert or like
a Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, what appears to be an ascending Drake May. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably where A.J. would want to go. And, bro, you know it. Everybody said it. I just don't think A.J. and Jalen are that close.
Something's different.
Everything's freaking different. Yeah. And I hate that we get cussed out for speaking the truth, because Eagles fans lose their mind when you call that out and they show us a video of A.J. and Jalen celebrating after a touchdown on the Rams game. I celebrated with dudes I hated all the time on the football field. You're happy. You're in the midst of it. It's euphoria. There's adrenaline. It don't mean you like the dude. So it's obviously different. Look at how much or how little they hang out off the field. That'll tell you everything. You everything. So now, I think that's a part of it.
Now, I do think this thing that they've unlocked, who could be better in play action than A.J. Brown? When he was with the Titans, he was the king of the NFL in play action. So maybe unlocking this part of it, Jalen Hurts a little more under center, get the play action. I mean, this could be even bigger for A.J. Brown, right?
Depends how they utilize it, though. Remember, in the particular formation that they've been dominating, you have Smitty out wide, and A.J.'s tight to the tight end. That could have been A.J. Brown's 79-yard touchdown. It was Smitty's. So, like, football's not Madden. You feel me? Like, formationally, everything matters. So, yeah, in theory, the play action should unlock A.J. Brown. Well, yeah, structurally and formationally it does. But the play action might just unlock Smitty. It all depends on the formation, and it all depends on the structure. So, yes, in theory, play action should unlock A.J. Brown. He's a great play action receiver. But formationally, it might just unlock Smitty.
All right. Well, I do think the bye weeks, and they had a big Halloween party. I think.
Hey, was A.J. there?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't say. Jalen Hurts was there.
You know everything, but you don't know if AJ was there?
I haven't inspected all the pictures, but hopefully, usually the bye weeks, and Brandon Graham is back. He'll help get everybody together. Come on, Brandon Graham, the ultimate vibe guy. Everybody's going to be together when BG's back. Am I right?
You're right about that. You're right about that, bro. Maybe. It's good to see you, man.
Just hold it together through the Super Bowl. That's what Philadelphia wants.
That's it, baby. That's it.
All right, Emmanuel Acho, you're fantastic, and we look forward to, on your YouTube show, The Speakeasy, late night. I'll stay up to check out The Speakeasy with LaShawn McCoy, 11:15 every night, and then nights when there's a big primetime game, you are on afterwards, and you got guests, and you got LaShawn closing down the bar.
My man, you got all the right details. I'll see y'all soon.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate you, Emmanuel.
All right, brother. Bye.